Alright team, today is a day that I have been waiting my entire life for, and to be honest it's a day that I didn't think would come this soon. I've always been into fishing, right since I was a young kid. I've been heading out with Dad, heading out with the family, and we would go out fishing, had a series of boats, and always I wanted my own one. So I've been working towards that. For the last few years I've been working my butt off trying to make it happen, and today's the day I go and pick up my brand new boat. And it is not just any boat, it is my dream boat, and I couldn't be more excited. Let's get the car started. We're heading south. We're gonna go pick up my new boat. Right, we're just pulling into the yard. My excitement levels are going through the roof. Man, I cannot wait for this. I can't wait to show you guys what we've been cooking up here. There it is. I see it over there. Which one is it? Oh man, we are hooked up. I've just pulled it out of the yard. It's on the back there. And man, I can't wait to get this thing out on the water. So for the last 2 or 3 years, we've had the family boat. That's what we've gone out and done a bunch of these missions on. You would have seen us out in Milford Sound, over the west coast, chasing tuna. All around the South Island we've been in that boat, doing all sorts. But the family boat has been sold. Now it was time for me to jump into my own package. And I've been dreaming of having a boat since I was a teenager. I was super keen on fishing growing up, and I always wanted my own boat, but didn't know when that day would come. And I certainly didn't think I would have a boat as cool as the one that I've ended up with. Well, it's been a couple of weeks now, and to be honest, it's been just hard work watching the boat there, not being able to use it yet because we need to get a motor on the back of it, and that is what's happening today. I've got the boat on the back and we're taking it down the road to finally get the motor installed. But instead of showing you the install, we're just going to jump straight to it, because why would we make you wait? So I couldn't be more excited to have the ultimate fishing and filming platform, a 2050 Stabicraft Supercab Sportfish. And of course, having an epic boat, we needed to have an epic motor. I wanted the best behind me, and so that's why I'm so excited that we have partnered up with Honda Marine, and we have got an absolute workhorse on the back of our Stabie. So what we did with Noel from Honda, we went out from Half Moon Bay and basically got this motor all dialed in. We were checking all the different stats and readings as we went out, just to make sure everything was running as it should be after installing it, and also just set up our electronics for the Honda, make sure all the fuel economy, the fuel burn rates, the fuel tank sizing, all that sort of stuff is all set up. Check the motor running at different rev ranges, at different speeds, and just make sure everything is running as it should, which of course, being Honda, being super reliable, it was very minimal work for Noel to do out on the water other than tick the boxes, and so yep, she's all working as it should. So there were a few reasons that I went for the 175 over the 150. I did deliberate over it for quite a while, watched a bunch of YouTube videos, talked to the team at Honda, and I'm really glad that we made the decision to go for the 175. This one offers quite a bit more power. It is slightly heavier. It's about 80 kilo heavier, which is considerable on the back of the boat, but for a 2050 Stabie, yeah, it's not too big. 175 is the maximum this boat's rated for, and this just has so much power. When you put the throttle down, it just gets up and goes. I honestly couldn't believe how much power this thing has, and that's going to be really key for us when we're doing bar crossings, going out chasing snapper and kingies out in Tairua or over the west coast. Need that power on tap when things get a little hairy. Not going to regret having that extra horsepower. The other big factor for us was actually fuel economy, which is a bit counterintuitive. You'd think going for a bigger motor it's going to use more fuel, but because this is a 6-cylinder and it's operating in its really low rev range compared to a 150 that would just be working a little bit harder all the time, we're expecting it to use quite a bit less fuel than what a 150 would have. So I think not only have we got more power, we've also got better fuel economy, and that will be key when we're doing some big missions. This boat does have a 200 litre tank, I believe, in it. Still plenty of fuel, but when going out wide, it never hurts to make that fuel go a little bit further. I think it looks really sharp on the back of this as well. The silver really goes with the grey colour scheme. I wanted this boat to look really good. Obviously, I've been dreaming of this boat for a long time now, and I wanted something that looked really good on camera, and the silver color of the Honda, I think, really pops on the gunmetal gray of the Stabi's hull. So super excited. We've got an absolute workhorse of a motor on the back. This thing has been dynamite. Been out on the water a couple times now, and yeah, honestly couldn't be happier with it. So by now you should understand why we went for the Honda, but why did we go for the Stabicraft 2050 Supercab Sportfish? It can do everything we want, and honestly this was the dream boat. I think when I've been dreaming of building out a boat platform for the last few years, ever since, well, really since I was a little kid, but especially so since starting the Angler's Logbook back in 2020, I knew that having an epic fishing boat would be an absolute game changer for us. So far I've really had to rely on going out on other people's boats or joining other people's trips, which has been awesome, and in its own right it's opened up a whole lot of different activities that we wouldn't have done otherwise. But it was getting to the point where I really want to be able to go out and just do dedicated content missions where I can chuck the camera in and everyone coming on the boat knew that what they were getting in for was to go and produce an epic YouTube video. So that's the plan going forward with this. And when I was dreaming of boats, the Stabicraft 2050 Supercab was the dream. That was the one that I really wanted. I knew it would be able to do everything I wanted. It would be really well suited to the freshwater fishing I want to do now that we're up here in the North Island, but it's also really capable for different inshore and offshore fishing missions, going for snapper and kingies, or going out wider and going chasing marlin and swords and tuna and all that sort of thing. So I deliberated for quite a while, talked to a bunch of different boat manufacturers, but Stabi was the one I kept coming back to. But to be honest, I didn't know if I would be able to afford it, and it was always the dream, one that I'd love to have but I didn't think was possible. But yeah, one thing led to another, and here we are with the boat of my dreams, and it's in the color I always wanted and the model I always wanted, and it's got the motor I always wanted on the back of it. So this thing is going to be just an epic fishing platform for us. We've got some really cool content coming up with this thing. We're going to be doing a bunch of different missions all around the North Island with some really cool people, and I can't wait to see where this takes us over the next few years, because it is going to really level up the Angler's Logbook. You're going to be getting more epic content than you've ever had before. So stay tuned. We've got 2 more episodes in this boat build series showing everything that's going into this boat. There's a heap of cool gadgets that you'll see in the next video. It is going to be, yeah, just my dream boat, and that's exactly what we're building out. So stay tuned. Follow along on our socials as well. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're at the Angler's Logbook on all of those platforms, and of course we'll be back in another week or 2 to show you the rest of this build, and then get it out on the water and give you the full run through in the video after that. So epic things coming. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's only because of your support that I could have this boat, this motor, and this epic fishing platform going forward. So thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the comments, the likes, and supporting the channel. It's just more and more epic things to come.